Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock in the evening on a Friday night here in Houston. It's time for our 8 o'clock tropical update. We do this every single night at 8 o'clock during the busy part of hurricane season, at least the statistical busy part of hurricane season. That's where we are right now. Let's see. Okay, well, yesterday was September the 18th. It is now September the 19th. We find ourselves in the heart of hurricane season, and statistically, you would think you'd look out into the Atlantic and you would see a named system. And we do have one out there right now. Gabrielle is a tropical storm in the open Atlantic. This time of the year, really anywhere in the basin can fire off a tropical storm or hurricane, Gulf, Carib, East Coast, main development region in the open Atlantic. So it's all open for business out there. Plenty of warm water. Forecast again remains at 16 total storms by the end of the season. 14 is a normal year. So far, we are behind to this point in the season. So we've had 6 weak tropical storms so far to date. Gabrielle remains a weak tropical storm right now. And then that one big Cat 5 hurricane, Erin. You add all that up and we're about 30% below on the ACE index. That is the Accumulated Cyclone Energy Index. It's a way of measuring how much activity has been in a particular basin during a particular season. And right now in our particular basin and season, that leaves us 30% below normal for this time of the year, and even more below if you factor in they were forecasting an above normal season. Now, we almost have the entire second half of the season to go. Things can get busy, and all that said and done, we do take it one day at a time and take that seriously. Things can change overnight this time of the year. Track of the tropics. Gabrielle, tropical storm in the open Atlantic, threatening no one. And then a new wave has come off the west coast of Africa. Hurricane Center giving it a 20% chance it develops in the open Atlantic on the heels of Gabrielle. You will notice, perhaps more importantly, nothing forecast for the Carib or the Gulf of Mexico. So again, at the moment, nothing knocking on the door. Now, there's plenty of warm water here. Upper 80s in the Gulf, mid 80s, West Carib, Central Carib, plenty of warm water. Anything above 80 degrees is in the go zone as far as sea surface temperatures and what you need to get a tropical system to form. 80 or above. You can get a Cat 5 at 80 degrees. You can get a Cat 5 at 87 degrees. Anything above 80 and you can get a storm going. So that criteria is met across the basin and really all of this area as well. But again, even if a storm forms here, it's very unlikely it would threaten us, but there's plenty of warm water sitting right there as well. So over that warm water, we've got Gabrielle, tropical storm. We'll get to Gabrielle in just a second. Nothing in the Caribbean or the Gulf, but lots of blue water. Tropical wave number 1 showing no development here. This is wave number 2, and this is the one that will have a 20% chance for development. Here they are, and you can see there's a little bit more convection with that wave. There's something else with that wave that is fascinating. We talked about the dust during the season. Well, this wave has brought dust with it. See the dust curly-cueing into our little area here? So we talk about how dust is a layer of sinking air and dry air, and that it is exactly the opposite of what you want or what you need to get a tropical system going. It can snuff out systems that are trying to develop. It can significantly weaken systems that are strong if they encounter dust and it gets pulled into the storm. In this case, as we look at the modeling on this, and this is the Tropical Organization forecast modeling here, really we're looking at atmospheric spin. Watch how the system moves along, but it never really gets going. And you can see even then, look at the dust being entrained into the struggling to develop system. Entrained, a fancy word for being pulled in. So that system, although a 20% chance, it may not be able to develop at all because it's bringing along the means of its own demise, the dust coming with it off the west coast of Africa. Dust is one of the most fascinating parts of tropical meteorology in the Atlantic. Just fascinating. So we'll keep an eye on it. Here's Gabrielle forecast. It misses everything. Good. It is still forecast to eventually become a Cat 2 Sunday night, Monday, but there's Bermuda. It misses it by a good 100 miles and then into the open Atlantic, grazes by the Azores. That's that for Gabrielle. Right now, Gabrielle does have winds of 50, moving northwest-northwest at 12, pressure 1,004 millibars, barely a tropical storm. And again, no threat to the United States or the East Coast. The modeling on this, interesting. There's Gabrielle, both models running simultaneously. They have the same solution, riding around this ridge of high pressure. And there is also a trough off the East Coast as well that's going to help to scoop it up and block it and send that on off to the east. But what you also see on this modeling are a couple of things. Number one, no development expected like that in the Carib or the Gulf. So at the moment, you know, we watch, we check it every day, but for the moment, long-range modeling says nothing's going to happen. Take that with a grain of salt. And then it also shows the development of another tropical storm or hurricane on the Pacific side of Mexico, off the coast of Acapulco, moving away from the Mexican coast as we head in the middle of next week. So activity here, activity there, nothing close to us is what the modeling says so far. Again, we'll just kind of continue to take it one day at a time, as this time of the year things can change quickly. We stay in a summer-like pattern, but rain chances are going up as we head into the weekend. This is Saturday. I've got a 30% chance for a scattered shower or thunder shower, 94. So we've got a rain chance that's a little higher tomorrow than the past couple of days, and then we'll bump it to a 60% chance of thunder showers on Sunday, and then keep the rain chance at least a 50-50 coverage Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. A weak front's going to approach from the northwest. A lot of moisture is going to come up ahead of it, so we have several days where rain chances are going to be elevated. Coming up on KHOU 11 News at 10 o'clock, we'll look at the modeling on that so you can time your weekend out as far as the rain chances go. And we'll take you into next week with rain chances, and maybe that front lowers humidity a little bit at the end of the week. Cross your fingers on that. Modeling is updating on that right now. We'll have that on KHOU 11 News at 10 o'clock tonight. We'll see you then.